Kelly Ripa reveals how much weight she gained after quitting drinking. Kelly Ripa recently shared the effect that cutting back alcohol had on her body. Kelly Ripa's decision to stop drinking came with one surprise. While asking guest co-host Andy Cohen how his dry January is going during the latest episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, the 54-year-old revealed what happened when she cut alcohol out of her life. "I told you when I quit drinking, I expected there to be this windfall of weight loss," Kelly explained to Andy during the January 22nd show. "Because everybody's like, well, you are going to get too skinny, and you can't blah blah blah. I gained 12 pounds. I don't understand this magical weight loss thing. I think I just took to eating the sugars," she added. Because apparently, alcohol is like a lot of sugar, which you don't really realize when it goes in. It tastes kind of bitter. Kelly, who is married to fellow co-host Mark Consuelos, made the decision to eliminate alcohol for good in 2017. The All My Children alum revealed that she and her husband of 28 years made the choice together. "We did both quit drinking almost 3 years ago," Kelly shared in an interview with Parade in 2020. "Not that we were sitting around drinking day and night, but I think that there is something about like clean living, maybe that's what did it. Maybe that's the difference." Kelly quipped about her decision once more the same year, as she joked about the decline in wine purchases in the United States. "They're saying that Americans bought less wine last year. It's the first drop in a quarter of a century," she revealed to then co-host Ryan Seacrest during an episode of Live with Kelly and Ryan. "Now, I believe this is because I quit drinking, that I caused this dip. I have influenced the market. I'm not saying I've driven people out of drinking alcohol," she continued. "I'm saying I stopped buying wine and there's a dip." Ryan went on to joke that having him as a co-host eliminated the need for her to have an after-work drink. "I started the show and she quit drinking. What does that tell you?" he quipped, with Kelly noting, "Exactly. It's amazing." Keep reading for more stars who have talked about their sobriety journey. The Spider-Man, No Way Home star stopped drinking alcohol in 2022 after feeling enslaved to the drink. "I was definitely addicted to alcohol, not shying away from that at all," Holland recalled on the On Purpose with Jay Shetty podcast. "I think that anyone that has a beer every day has probably got a little bit of a problem. And then you would just reach that moment where you're like, wow, I shouldn't have had that last beer," the actor continued. "And you wake up the next day and you have a terrible headache." Since making the lifestyle change, Holland noticed he could sleep better and handle problems better. "Things that would go wrong on set that would normally set me off, I could take in my stride," he shared. "I had such better mental clarity. I felt healthier. I felt fitter." The star of Hunt for Red October does not often speak to his sobriety journey, which began almost 40 years ago. "I don't discuss this a lot," he said during a May 2024 podcast appearance. "I discuss it every now and then when it makes sense. I'm 39 years sober. I got sober February 23, 1985. Speaking about his life after moving from New York City to Los Angeles in 1983, Alec explained, "I had a white-hot problem every day for 2 years. I think I snorted a line of cocaine from here to Saturn. We took it back home. I mean, cocaine was like coffee back then. Everybody was doing it all day long." And after quitting the drug, he soon turned to alcohol, only to also quit that dependency. Today, he relies on the city around him. "New York relaxes me," he shared of his home. "I walk around and I see aspects of it that I've never seen before. I'll look at a building and I'll go, my God, I never noticed that about that building, those doors. I have lunches and coffee and my friends." The Princess Diaries alum shared in April 2024 that she is more than 5 years sober. As she told the New York Times, "That feels like a milestone to me." Her reasoning was clear. "I knew deep down it wasn't for me," she shared. "And it just felt so extreme to have to say, but none. But none. If you're allergic to something or have an anaphylactic reaction to something, you don't argue with it. So I stopped arguing with it." And she's happy she made that decision. "My personal experience with it is that everything is better," she continued. "For me, it was wallowing fuel. And I don't like to wallow." While accepting the 2018 Woman of the Year award by the Peggy Albrecht Friendly House, a residential program for women recovering from substance and alcohol abuse, Moore spoke about the self-destructive path that nearly derailed her career. I feel like there's a defining moments in our lives that shape who we are and the direction we go, and early in my career, I was spiraling down a path of real self-destruction, and no matter what successes I had, I just never felt good enough, the star recalled. I had absolutely no value for myself, and this self-destructive path, it very quickly brought me to a real crisis point, and it wasn't clear at the time the reason. Maybe it was divine intervention. Moore, who sought treatment in 2012, thanked two unnamed people she barely knew for delivering something of an ultimatum to her to turn her life around. "Unless I was dead, I better show up," she quipped, adding that she was given a chance to redirect the course of my life before I destroyed everything. "Clearly they saw more of me than I saw of myself," Moore noted. "And I'm so grateful, because without that opportunity, without their believing me, I wouldn't be standing here today." Cyrus shared in 2022 that she's been in recovery for her Xanax addiction since 2020. "It gave me so much structure in the time that I really needed structure, because I didn't want to just be sitting around and stirring in my brain," she told Rolling Stone. "It gave me hope." The singer added, "Once I felt that it was possible to silence things out for a second and numb your pain, it was over." She said her friends at the time kind of co-signed her drug use, and it just kind of becomes this dark pit, bottomless pit. But during the pandemic, Cyrus said she was noticing challenges and felt she wasn't emotionally present. "I was completely nodding off and falling asleep," she recalled, "and unable to keep my head up or keep my eyes open, because I was so far gone." She eventually sought help and noted that it took some time to get on my own 2 feet. The Parenthood alum was sober for 16 years before relapsing in 2020 by taking Vicodin after a motorcycle accident. "For the last 8 weeks maybe, I don't really know, I'm on them all day," he said on his Armchair Expert podcast. "And I'm allowed to be on them at some dosage because I have a prescription, and then I'm also augmenting that. And I hate it," he continued. "And I'm lying to other people. And I know I have to quit. But my tolerance is going up so quickly that I'm now in a situation where I'm taking, 830s a day, and I know that's an amount that's going to result in a pretty bad withdrawal. And I start getting really scared, and I'm starting to feel really lonely. And I just have this enormous secret." Kelly Ripa reveals how much weight she gained after quitting drinking. Kelly Ripa recently shared the effect that cutting back alcohol had on her body. Kelly Ripa's decision to stop drinking came with one surprise. While asking guest co-host Andy Cohen how his dry January is going during the latest episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, the 54-year-old revealed what happened when she cut alcohol out of her life. "I told you when I quit drinking, I expected there to be this windfall of weight loss," Kelly explained to Andy during the January 22nd show. "Because everybody's like, well, you are going to get too skinny, and you can't blah blah blah. I gained 12 pounds. I don't understand this magical weight loss thing. I think I just took to eating the sugars," she added. "Because apparently, alcohol is like